Hey everybody, I'm back for more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. And yeah, this is apparently the last case, and I very carefully looked up this case to find out how many days it was. I had to make sure not to see any spoilers. And it is only 2 days, so we are on day 2 investigation, so this is the last day. This will be the last investigation, and then the trial that comes after will be the last trial. However, from what I can understand though, both of these last a long time. So, I'm probably not going to be able to finish this tonight, but let's see if I can at least get through the investigation. Oh, yeah, that's right, I already started. I didn't really start it because I didn't actually do anything. Where are we going? Oh, yeah, we need to talk to Dirk. That's right. He's wanted. Or he's suspected of murder. Apollo, here to see your old man, are you? Dirk, are they done interrogating you? Nope. The fun hasn't even started, and I imagine they'll really rake me over the coals, though. I don't even want to think about how harsh their interrogation method will be. Yeah, that's nothing compared to what they'll do if they find him guilty. They've branded me a terrorist who killed the previous queen, and now the Justice Minister. If found guilty of these crimes, I'll be facing a very public execution. Public execution? This is worse than I thought. Come on, son, turn that frown upside down. You'll jinx us. As soon as I get out of here, I'll take you to this tasty hash house I know. I'd like that. I really need to focus on what happened. Time to switch to work mode. Dirk, can you tell me what happened? Oh, and there's also something I want you to take a look at. Is there? It's my attorney's badge, right? Proud of you, son. You've really become a fine lawyer. Well, at least it means I'm qualified to defend you. To think the day would come where you'd come to my defense. I'm one lucky man. Now I can die in peace. Whoa, slow down. I'm going to prove you innocent, so... Just pulling your leg, son. Even when he's in the slammer, Dirk is Dirk. Okay. Alright, well, let me talk to him first. Dirk, what happened in there? You didn't really kill Minister Inga, did you? Well, the thing is, I really don't know. Of course you don't. Huh? Sort of blacked out when I came to. I had a knife in my hand. I remember seeing the mural of the founder right as I entered the tomb. But I got all dizzy immediately after that. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand. Yep. And covered in Inga's blood. I also had a very pissed off expression somehow. I guess whoever actually did this made it so that my face would be all mad, so it looked like I killed someone. So you don't remember meeting with him? No. The last thing I remember after entering the tomb is feeling really dizzy. It's the same thing that happened to Maya. There's no way he can explain what happened if he can't remember anything. Yeah. Oh, it's I suppose there's no getting out of this one. But we can't give up yet. I was just messing with you, son. Well, stop. It's not funny. Sorry. Sheesh, nothing seems to faze him, not even being arrested for murder. This is going to be one tough case, Apollo. Not only have I been charged with Inga's murder, but I've also been charged with Amara's assassination from 23 years ago. You're on trial for 2 charges? Garan is practically licking her chops just thinking about my public execution. Guess it means we can't afford to lose our heads, huh? I don't know how you can laugh at a time like this. So, son, I take it you'll be defending me at my trial? Of course. You can count on me. That's my boy. Looks like your nerves are as steely as those vocal cords of yours. After all, you've got the Defense Culpability Act to contend with, too. Oh, right. So if you're found guilty, then I'll be charged with the same double homicide, huh? Don't tell me you forgot about that. I'll be fine. I just have to make sure we win this one. You sure? Because you don't sound very fine. Apollo? What was that about an assassination 23 years ago? About that incident 23 years ago. That was when the previous queen, Amara, was assassinated, wasn't it? Yes, someone sent her set her private residence on fire. She lost her life in the ensuing blaze. And you were arrested for the crime? Why would they arrest you, Mr. Sadamati? Weren't you just a lawyer back then? What relation could you have had with the queen? About that. Amara was, well, she was my wife. May not look the part, but I was once a husband to the queen. In short, I was royalty. What? No way. Are you saying you won the heart of the reigning queen? Come on, you're talking to a guy who honed his prowess against witnesses on the stand. Even a queen is no match for this dragon's glare. Wow, you're really something else. So was a verdict ever reached, Dirk? I acted as my own attorney and won. Until I was accused of fabricating evidence, that is. Then it all went south. Now, where have I heard a story like that before? It was the guy who's in jail. He's nail polished. No, what happened after that? I made a run for it. You ran? But why? I didn't kill Amara, and I didn't fabricate any evidence. But if I had stuck around for a retrial, I'd have been found guilty for sure. I couldn't allow that to happen. Amara's true killer would never face justice if I did. So I left my law practice behind and went underground. But that was 23 years ago. Are you telling me that after all these years, you still haven't discovered the truth? Yeah, the fact that it was an arson means that the crime scene was reduced to ashes. There's little in the way of evidence left. It's just been brick wall after brick wall. I guess that means it's all up to me to figure it out, huh? Along with Minister Inga's murder, of course. Of course. I think I'm going to be sick. Come on, son, don't look so down. With you on the case, it'll work out somehow. I hope he's right. Say, son, do you remember my office? Sure. I remember that messy, dimly lit room. The file I've amassed on Amara's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you on this case. Do you remember how to get there? Let me think. I recall going through a manhole. How can I not, Dirk? I hated how I always got so dirty getting there, and that stench. Don't mind me if I just take a sip of my water here. That old case is important too, but I should probably focus on the minister's murder first. I normally don't like to drink anything or eat anything or do any of that during a recording, but my mouth is really dry, so sorry. Okay, now apparently I have to show him something. The Founder's Orb. You like this? I see you got it safely out of the tomb. Why'd you throw it at me like that? I want you to listen carefully, son. The orb must not fall into Garon's hands. Not ever. I thought Minister Inga was the one who was after it. He was the one who lent it to Professor Buff to study, after all. So, haven't you exposed his crime now? I have, but there's more connected to this relic than meets the eye. Much more. And whatever it is, I can't help feeling that it could turn this entire kingdom upside down. You said something like that before. It looks like Dirk's intuition is at it again. Garon will do anything to retrieve this. So guard it well, son. At least until tomorrow's trial. I'm afraid your time is up. Fuck. It's, Nahyuta. It's time for the Prisoners Interrogation. So be gone, you putrid-headed criminal abetting lawyer. Wait, don't tell me, you're the prosecuting attorney? What? But that would mean... Is there a problem here? You bet there is. He's your father. And your point is? My relation to the accused is irrelevant. Actually, not. The fact remains, I am a prosecutor. I don't think you can do that. No, that's not what I don't think I'm getting through to him. Nahyuta, long time no see, son. Have you been? Look, I hear you've been serving Iran. Rather faithfully, in fact. Whatever happened to our dream of taking her down and changing this country, son? The past is the past. What do you mean? Why are you doing this? It's simple. People change. The Nahyuta you know exists no more. Listen, son. I don't know what made you change like this. But you're still my boy, even if you prosecute my case. The rest of the Defiant Dragons and I eagerly await your return. Whenever you're ready, we'll welcome you back with open arms. As I said, I've moved on. Now, let us waste no more time, for flowers do not blossom simply from talk of the past. What? Nahyuta. Why do I get the feeling there's something he wants to say but can't? Guard, move the accused to the interrogation room. Yes, sir. This way, you rebel scum. Ow, watch it. Not so rough, will ya? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Nahyuta. Okay, is he seriously going to prosecute his own father? Suppose I should head here, huh? Okay. So this is the tomb of Mara, the previous queen. Yeah, the previous queen of Kurain. It's really lavish. I guess you could say it's fit for a queen. Is the faceless woman in that mural over there Amara? Well, she's not faceless anymore. No, that's the Holy Mother. She's the one who brought spirit channeling to Kurain. We already know what she looks like. Yeah, we got it right. Alright, the woman in the orb. Oh, it's you two. I'm getting right down to business, I see. Edgeworth. No. Oh, Emma. Okay, even better. Hi, Emma. We heard you'd give us a hand if we needed it. Yep, Mr. Edgeworth asked me to help out where I could. So it's been quite a while since you've been back in Kurain, I hear. Yes, more than 10 years, in fact. Well, you sure didn't waste any time. I mean, you're already mixed up in a murder. Here as big a triple magnet as Mr. Wright. Please don't say that. My luck's already bad enough as it is. Emma, I hear Prosecutor Sahamadi has requested your services again. He seems to have really taken a liking to you. You mean his ephemeral holiness? I don't mind that he approves of me and my abilities. It's just his people skills need some serious work. But when he manages to smile and compliments my work, it's hard to say no. Plus, working on investigations overseas, but flying back and forth between here and home every few days with no days off, that's been tough, and the lack of sleep has been brutal on my skin. To make matters worse, the defendant in the case is someone I know. I mean, how could this get any worse? Man, Emma has really bad luck with these prosecutors. Sounds like they've got one complicated prosecutor-detective relationship going. It's almost sad that Prosecutor Sadmati is probably, most likely, absolutely, definitely not going to be in any games after this one. I don't think he's very popular. Well, he's not gonna be Apollo's Edgeworth. I'll put it that way. And if he is, I'll be surprised. But he's probably not. I think he sucks, to be completely honest. Like, I like Blackwell. Simon was cool. I like Simon Blackwell. He was awesome. He's fucking samurai. This guy's just a weirdo. So yeah, don't worry, Emma. You'll be free of him soon. And then they'll probably introduce another new prosecutor who will run you, who will work you super hard. Would you mind dusting my badge for prints, please? Your attorney's badge? Huh. What? That normally gets a better reaction? Oh, wait, hang on. I'm tired of collecting your fingerprints. It's kind of lost its luster. Emma's so cute. Emma, have you determined the cause of death? Blood loss from a stab wound. A single stab in the back was enough to cause the victim to bleed to death. The estimated time of death is 3 p.m., which is when Dirk came into the scene. Now, from what I can tell from Ace Attorney games now, is the fact that it was a knife wound, that there was there was only one wound, and that it was in his back, and that he died at 3 p.m., all of that will not be relevant whatsoever. It will not be a contradiction. And if it is, I'll actually be surprised. They haven't done that in a while. Usually it's like, okay, pay attention to the number of wounds, the type of weapon, where it was, where they got struck, the time, and the location. Now, none of that matters. It's like something else you have to see. And you're like, oh, okay, what the fuck? At least that's been my experience with this game so far. Anyway, which is when Dirk came onto the scene. Okay. Stabbed from behind. Worthless information. Cause of death, blood loss. Worthless information. Time of death is approximately 3 p.m. Probably worthless information. Like, I mean, that information might be brought up, but it'll be like whenever you prove something else, and then the prosecutor's like, whoa, hang on a second, but then your character, in my case, Apollo, will be like, well, no, it says here 3, like, you won't have any control over that. Apollo will just, like, say, like, it says here 3. So that can't be right. Anyway. Any suspects besides Dirk? No, he, Maya, and the minister were the only ones here. And Maya had been tied up until she was freed by the Queen's Royal Guard. Please, Maya, please, halfway through this case, be suspected of murdering the character. Please, be suspected of murder again. Could someone have been hiding somewhere in here? Maybe in the coffin? I was not likely. I was told this tomb was searched from top to bottom right after the murder. And during that time, the Royal Guard set up a perimeter to prevent anyone from escaping. In other hordes, the crime scene was completely sealed off, but what about the coffin? It's probably like an underground passageway or something. It would appear so, but probably not. No way for a third party to escape without being spotted, so one of them must have been one of the guards watching. Great, this is another one of the convoluted locked room mysteries. Let's see, what did Kyoko say the mysteries were in a locked room? Let's see, they were all the situations. It was like there was some sort of mechanism outside of the room that the killer used. There's a secret passageway, and I don't remember the third one, but then secret option number 4 is that the victim actually murdered themselves. But anyway, that's probably not going to be the case. About the victim, Minister Inga. He was the kingdom's Minister of Justice, correct? Yes. Inga Kirk Karain was the second most powerful figure in Kurain. Plus, he was married to the Queen. Seems strange that someone of his status would abduct someone. Apparently, he only told a few of his most loyal subordinates about his plan. That way, there was little chance of the police or even the Queen finding out. What was Inga hoping to gain by getting his hands on the orb? That I don't know, but I'm working on it. I wonder if it really was for what politician Wimperson said. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs. What do they want with that relic for anyway? It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted to whoever solves its secrets. A great power that is said to bestow on whoever solves the orb's Brian Seacrest. In Kurain, only those who can channel spirits are said to be fit to rule. Was that why Inga wanted such power? Did he want to be king? Isn't he technically already king? Or is he just like some cuck that follows the queen around? Is that his status? Is that what's on his business card? So this is the tomb of the previous queen? Yes, Queen Amara was laid to rest here. She lost her life in an arsonist's blast. What a tragic end. I heard this tomb sits on the actual site of her residence before it was burned down. They built it on the same spot so her soul could rest in peace. So this is where the fire happened, huh? Why do you think Minister Inga was holding Miss Faye captive here? It's the perfect spot if you think about it. It's close to his private quarters, which made it easy to keep an eye on his prisoner. And the courtyard is only open to the royal family, so he had little fear of prying eyes. Plus, the tomb is normally locked, and only the royal family is allowed to access. So that's why he picked this place. How long had Miss Faye, besides... Okay, just in case. I might do this a lot. I don't know. If I do, I apologize if it like creates like a loud noise. I don't think it would be though. How long had Miss Faye been held captive? Also, I don't know if I talked about this before, but actually I think I did, about how the audio is something with the game. If there's like weird crackles or whatever, that's not me. That's not my audio. It's the game. There's something with how the Elgato is capturing it or something is fucked, and I can't do anything about that, so sorry. About 6 days. Really? That long? It appears that she was severely weakened by her prolonged confinement. She passed out as soon as she was freed, and is now on an IV drip at the hospital. Can we see that? She's been asleep ever since. Oh shit, no, she's asleep. Poor Miss Faye. I hope she gets better soon. Yeah, I hope she actually fucking does stuff besides get kidnapped, get kidnapped and get framed for murder. Emma, do you mind if we start looking around? You know, this kind of feels a little strange, you know? This is like the first time that Maya's come back, and it's like, oh, Maya and Phoenix reunite. Who's the main hero of the game that we're finding out? Apollo! What? Yeah, I think that maybe you should have separated these stories, you know? Because having, like, the first half of the game make you think, like, oh, this story's about, you know, Maya and Phoenix reuniting, and they solve a case together like good old times, and it has to do with spirit mediums and stuff, and then Apollo's like, whoa, hold on now. I have connection to the spirit medium country too. This is my game now. Feel like they should have separated them, but whatever. Like Maya coming back, like I'm just like, it seems to just be like no big deal. She comes back, framed for murder. Get her off that charge, kidnapped. Like, she's fucking, like, what the hell? Why'd she have to come back to such a shitty fucking event? But whatever. Sure, I've already got the okay. Knock yourselves out. Oh, and here. Sarcophagus. Hang on, one of those things is fucked. That'll come up later. It's a diagram of the police drew of the tomb. I thought I'd give you a copy to help your investigation along. Excuse me. Thank you. Tomb diaphragm added to... I know it's diagram. Added to the court record. Oh, and let me know if you need my forensic expertise. No, please, don't you dare keep all the fun to yourselves, you hear? You don't need to worry about that. Besides, I'd hardly classify this as fun. You know, Emma, I love you. But your, fingerprint scanning stuff sucks in this game. So this is Amara's sarcophagus. Let's take a closer look and see if we can find the secret passage that's so obviously here. No, I'm just kidding. It's probably not. They're not going to go for that. There's no way they're going to have it. Wait a minute. Hang on. It's connected to chains. Maybe it's going to rise into the ceiling or something? Hey, these curtains open, Apollo. Oh, look. That's one big sarcophagus. They say the mummy of Amara, the former queen, rests inside. Bullshit. A mummy, huh? Rats. It's locked. Hey, don't touch that. You mean we can't search inside it? Not a chance. Besides, it's not something anyone tried opening anyway. What if the real killer's hiding in— Oh, thank you, Apollo. Okay. Hey, anyone in there? Don't do that. You're going to get us cursed. Cursed? The queen likely bears a grudge toward the living after such a violent, painful death, so no one dares touch the sarcophagus for fear of incurring her wrath. Oh. No, Apollo, what am I going to do? Don't look at me. In any case, the sarcophagus is temperature controlled. It's kept really cold to preserve the mummy. So, even if someone did decide to hide inside, they would eventually freeze to death. I see. Nah. Sure. If they bundled up, I bet a person could hide in there for a little while. Yeah, okay. Well, it's nice that they're getting it out of the way, that it's possible for someone to do that. It's not going to be some big revelation, so it's probably going to be a thing that we bring up, and it's not going to be exactly what we think, and I'm going to be like, whoa, hey, look, isn't that clever? And everything will be all hunky-dory. It looks like the Holy Mother was painted here to watch over Amara's sarcophagus. How can she watch anything if she doesn't have any eyes? So it's like this tomb is protected by the Founder? That must be so reassuring to those she left behind. The only one problem, they didn't paint the eyes. She needs to do all the said watching. Thank you, Apollo. Thank you. Come to think of it, she doesn't have a mouth to smile down at the tomb with either. It's actually kind of creepy. I wonder if being watched over by someone that gives the queen nightmares. Hey, keep that up, and the Founder just might come and watch you too. Okay, there's a painting up there, but I can't see it very well from here. Okay. It's a small army of monks, all neatly lined up. It looks like they're facing the sarcophagus in prayer. If you look carefully, each one has a slightly different expression. I wonder if they use real people as models. Some are frowning, some are smiling. There's one that looks like he's trying his hardest not to burst out laughing. Really? I wonder why. Maybe it's just like those times when things are so intense you can't help but laugh. You know, like at funerals and stuff. They went through all the trouble of depicting that. Talk about going overboard. Isn't one of these, like, busted? Look, one of the statues is broken. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to see it from here. Let's check it out when we get a little closer. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, whoops. Can take another look at this. The sarcophagus is surrounded by a curtain. I bet someone could have hidden behind it. True. That's one of the many places the Royal Guard checked after storming in. Wow, they were really thorough. Henry David Thoreau. Yes, well, apparently one of their members loves mystery novels. He peered in every nook and cranny with an almost frightening amount of gusto. And when he was done, he said, "Very interesting. It's like one of those locked room mysteries." Sounds like he's in the wrong line of work. Okay. Oh, there's blood. Wow, it's covered in blood. With a blood splatter this large, it must have gotten all over the killer, too. Come to think of it. There was blood on Dirk's clothes. It must have been him. The circumstantial evidence points to Dirk being the killer. That's what I conclude if I were a cop, too. Why are things always so bleak for me? Take a look at the body. I guess this is where Inga collapsed when he died. Better take a closer look. Okay. Well, we got a pencil. Oh wait, no, that's probably a knife. So this is the murder weapon. Emma, did you find any prints on it? Of course you did. Yep, and they were super clear. They belonged to one Dirk Sadmati. That's not good. Were there any others? There was one more print from another individual, but it was too smudged to identify. It's probably an old print from someone else who had handled the knife. Probably no one important. Oh, yet another piece of unhelpful info added to our ever-growing pile. But apparently not. They've already taken the body away. It's kind of sad how familiar I've become with body outlines. I have a photo of the body if you're interested. Okay. He was stabbed right in the back. The poor guy was practically skewered. What's he wearing on his arms? They are the cuffs of justice. Seems to be a tradition here for the Minister of Justice to wear those forearm cuffs. They look like they're made out of a thick fabric, so I guess they aren't for protection. Maybe they're for keeping his sleeves out of the way when he's handling documents. Yeah, that's probably their original purpose. But over the years, the reason for wearing them is probably forgotten. So now they're just one of many traditional things that people do without knowing why. Oh, I get it. Kinda like the way you roll up your sleeves, huh? Or your psychology, if we're going there. I happen to know why I started, thank you very much. Stabbed in the back with a knife. But was he really? Probably, actually. Alright, let's take a look at his cellular device. I wonder if this is Inga's cell phone. It should be. His fingerprints are all over it. Do you know if he talked with anyone recently? There were a few calls logged between him and his underlings. They're all members of the secret police who were directly under the Minister's control. You mean like spies? I don't think that's quite it. Okay. Oh. So the Minister was armed, huh? Mm-hmm. That's a 4-shot pistol. He had it for self-defense, apparently. But won't be firing anything anytime soon. Huh? He was carrying a broken gun around for show? No, we recovered a bullet here. Which means the gun probably broke as the Minister fired its last round. The thing is, the gun's chambers are all empty. Yet that one bullet is the only bullet we could find. That's strange. Where did the other 3 go? Maybe Dirk ate them. We can ask next time we see him. Just be ready for his particularly shocking answer. I'm sure Dirk just ate the bullets. That's probably what happened. Why would Dirk eat a bullet? One of the statues is broken. Let's take a closer look. Hang on, there's a piece of shit over here. There's also a shiny. There's a thing right here. Look, there's a bullet here. It's from the pistol the victim was carrying. My guess is he tried to shoot his attacker, but missed and the bullet ended up here. We've already determined the rifling marks to be a match to his gun. Rifling marks? Aren't those... Oh, shall I explain? The science behind it is absolutely fascinating. Yeah, we're good. Lawyers think they're so smart. You do realize we can hear you. Okay, we got a bullet. We got a thing here. Okay, it's a magatama, I think. Did it come from the broken statue? Look, Apollo. There's another one. The other statues only have one each. Hey, you're right. Maybe the statue was special or something. This thing's more splinter than statue now. The bullet from the victim's gun did a real number on it. It seems like something you would get cursed for, you know? In Mr. Inga's case, I'd say getting your ticket punched is cursed enough. Yeah, but don't curses extend to the afterlife? You need to stop taking what Nahyuta says so seriously. I'm perfectly capable of thinking for myself. There's something shiny down there. It's a pendant. There's blood on it. I wonder who it belongs to. All we know is that it's not the victim's. None of the royal family recognize it. Emma, did you lift any fingerprints from it? I did, but I wasn't able to get a clean one. That's too bad. But the blood turned out to be the victim's. That means it must have fallen here in the course of the murder. It might be Dirk's. I should ask him about it later. Okay, a pendant adorned with a pink butterfly. Fingerprint has yet to be analyzed, but the blood belongs to Inga. Okay, I guess that's about it for this little area, right? Yep. This chair really... Yep, okay. This thing is apparently tied to this chair. Let's take a closer look. Whoa! We should try to cover every angle possible here. Slide the touchscreen, or use the circle pad to look around carefully in this area. Apollo, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, circle pad or whatever? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I bet you didn't know, but I happen to be a bit of an escape artist myself. Trushi showed me how to do her rope escape trick. Uh-huh. And why would you bother learning something like that? Because we're always getting into trouble when working with cases with Mr. Wright. So I thought it might come in handy someday. Well, guess you're right about that. Miss Faye could have definitely used that knowledge. That's right, so now you just sit right here and we'll get started. What in the world gave you an idea I wanted to learn? Poor Miss Faye. She must have been tied up to this chair. I can just imagine how much her backside must have hurt after sitting here for so long. It would have been torture for you, I bet. I mean, you don't know how to sit still. If by that you mean I like to stay active, then I have to agree with you. Okay. Oh, shit. This... Shit, fuck. Oh, that's all I can... I don't exactly see what the point of only being able to look at this much of the chairs. This is as far as I can go. This is as high as I can go. This is as right as I can go. This is as low as I can go. Oh! Saw it for a fraction of a second. What am I looking at? What am I... got it! Look, there's a blood stain on one of the chair's legs. Really? Hey, you're right. I completely missed that. Let's move the chair so we can check under it. There's more blood under the chair leg. I wonder what it's doing here. I have some luminol here. Why don't you do some testing around it? No. No. Can I, yeah, okay. Is there any, am I bleeding from my butt? Probably not, okay. Oh, wait. Maybe it's on the rope? It's on the rope. Oh, did she say the floor? I thought I was talking about the chair. Now, how did you miss that? The bloodstain leads all the way to the sarcophagus. Or maybe it leads all the way to the chair. From the sarcophagus. Emma, is this Minister Inga's blood? Hold on one second. Huh? That's strange. I didn't get a match. So then, whose blood is it? Dirk and Miss Fay weren't wounded as far as we know. And that blood's been wiped up by someone for some reason. Yeah, that's strange too. There's a bloodstain on the floor. It's already been mostly wiped up, but the stain leads all the way to the sarcophagus. I wonder whose blood it is. Guessing that's probably just wanted to make sure that we got the blood stain on the leg. A baby on a lotus blossom? That's one strange painting. Apparently, that's part of a mural depicting the life and times of Queen Amara. You know, like a storyboard or something. So that baby's supposed to be Amara? This one depicts Amara preaching to the faithful. It's hard to put into words, but I've never seen anything like it. Let's see, the next one is... hey, look, it's Dirk. Is that Dirk? Why does he have horns? My best guess is it depicts the first time Amara and Dirk met. So he's supposed to be some kind of demon who's seducing her? Well, he was successful since they got married after that. The mural continues on the opposite wall. But we're gonna look at this first, though. This is the grape juice Inga was drinking. Oh, grape juice, of course. He was probably nervous before his meeting with Dirk. So he drank grape juice? I'm not seeing the logic here. Mr. Wright told me all about it when he was hospitalized a few years ago. He said grape juice has something in it that helps you relax. Really? Are you sure he was talking about regular, plain old grape juice? 'Cause it sounds like he was talking about the fermented variety. No, he couldn't have meant that. I mean, we're talking about a medical facility. They wouldn't have allowed something like that in. Right, let's just leave it at that. Okay, is this supposed to be Mara channeling a spirit? It looks like the spirit of some country's sultan or something. And she seems to be conveying something to those retainers. She's on fire. This must be Mara's assassination, as allegedly carried out by Dirk. They really made him look evil. This is the weirdest one of all. Is that supposed to be Dirk facing his punishment in the afterlife? Anyway, I guess that's the last one. I guess we're supposed to see this as a happy ending? Yeah, except nobody came out of this story happy. And now we're back at the beginning. Okay, here we go. It's full of ash. They must burn incense in here. So I was wondering, Apollo, did the ash come from the incense sticks that were burned in this? Or do people put their incense in after there was already ash in here to hold them up? Don't be silly, Athena. The answer's simple. The ash is the product of prayers from the countless visitors who come here. It's not a chicken or egg kind of thing. Oh, that's an interesting take on it. It's so much more poetic than mine. Okay. Shoot. It's full of ash. My guess would be that this is an incense burner. Hey, look, Apollo. There's something in these ashes. Let's see what it is. Whoa! Is that a gemstone? I wonder what it's doing here. I've got this one covered, Apollo. Would you like to hear my brilliant theory? Well, I guess it wouldn't do any harm. You know how people make wishes by throwing coins into a fountain, right? Well, you know, on second thought, I'm good. What? You sure you don't need to hear my theory? I was just getting to the good part. Let's just ask Emma. That'll be much quicker. Excuse me, Emma, but what's this gemstone doing here? Oh, that. It's not a gem, it's a button, albeit a very expensive one, from the victim's jacket. Must have fallen off and gotten in there somehow. See? Every puzzle has an answer, Athena. Well, I thought my idea was pretty good. Wait, what's with this soot? See here, on the gemstone? Hey, you're right. It's caked in soot. Oh, fuck. You know what this means, right? What the hell? Did I miss something? The door. Someone could have hid behind these curtains, or the curtains. Here, I'll go give it a try. What the hell is... Well, can you tell I'm hiding here? No, I can't tell at all. That's it! That's the perfect hiding spot! We did it, Apollo! We solved the case! Sorry to burst your bubble, but... The royal guards searched the tomb high and low after they stormed in. And they said no one was in here besides Mr. Inga, Dirk, and Miss Faye. Well, back to the drawing board, I guess. My brilliant deduction destroyed in 3 sentences. Okay, good, we're done. I was worried I had to find some sort of pixel that didn't click on the chair. I think we've covered just about everything. Maybe we should go over what we've learned so far. For starters, we're dealing with a locked room murder. He killed himself! But instead of the tomb being locked, it was being cordoned. Or cordoned? Cordoned off? Yeah, by the royal guard. I'll just say quarantined. And after the murder, no one was found to be hiding inside. It was sealed. Right. In addition, we also know that Dirk's fingerprints are all over the murder weapon, if it even is the murder weapon. It could be like the beak of some kind of bird statue. The curtain around the sarcophagus was drenched in the victim's blood on one side. He was murdered on the other side. The tomb can rotate. The blood must have gotten on the killer when they stabbed the minister from behind. Dirk had blood on him when the crime was first discovered. Unfortunately, he doesn't remember what happened. This is not good. So what we know so far is things couldn't be worse for our case, and that's still an understatement somehow. Yep, it's looking pretty grim. Oh, if you two are done here, I'll have to ask you to leave. Go on, scoop. Something wrong, Emma? Why are you trying to give us the boot? It's just easier if you're not here when his ephemeral holiness arrives. Ah! Oh shit. It's lame-o. Speak of the devil. Prosecutor Sadmati. Detective Sky, it seems you've spoken at length with these two lawyers. I do hope you've also kept an eye on them. Yes, of course, like a hawk. They didn't touch a single thing. Ha, 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 ha. Give a lawyer an inch, and they'll take a mile. Never forget that. But you're a lawyer. There's that look of distrust again. You're just a prosecutor, but you're still a lawyer. Hey, Nahuta! Do you really believe that Dirk's guilty? And are you seriously going to prosecute this case? I mean, he's your father. You were once part of the Defiant Dragons, weren't you? Hey, he's gone. Hey, Nahuta, wait! I said wait! Come on, Athena, after him. Huh? Oh, right behind you. Grab the rope. Oh, God. Yeah, sorry, Emma. We'll just, be on our way, then. Oh, okay. He's not here. I'm up to the royal residence. Sorry. Nahuta, would you stop already? I had time to go all the way to Temple and come back, and you still haven't left this place. What do you want? It's about Dirk. Would you please hear me out? I fail to see why I should. Now, if you'll excuse me. Hold it! Nahuta, are you afraid of what I might have to say? If not, then there's no harm in listening, right? Very well. Speak. But make it quick. There is much I must do. Why does everything have to be so difficult with you? So, I know you'll be prosecuting Dirk's case, but aren't there any other prosecutors in this country? Why does it have to be you? Her Eminence, Queen Garan, personally requested that I serve as prosecutor. She did? That would make it hard to say no. Her Eminence thinks highly of my prosecutorial skills. The fact that I haven't won a single case in the past, 4 months or so has attested to that. Still, she didn't have to ask you to handle a case against your own father. Be honest, you really don't want to do this, do you? Ah, you speak of love and sentiment. I guess so. I do not deny such human emotions. But the law is the law. And placing personal feelings above it is just beyond reprieve. Do you disagree? Well, no, I don't disagree, but civilizations only exist due to the confines of the law. Without them, love and sentiment would lack the fertile soil they need to flourish. Do you disagree? No, but the law must be obeyed. The truth sits above all else, including personal feelings. Therefore, whether or not I am the son of accused is of no consequence. It is that simple. Or would you say otherwise? But come on, Apollo, tell him how wrong he is. But don't you, wish it wasn't that way? It appears I've wasted my breath on you. And the winner is Prosecutor Sadmati. Still spewing empty words devoid of meaning or consequence, I see. You putrid red pepper. I know I'm right. But do you have to be so eloquent about his point? It's like he's trying to cover something up with his pretty words. Apollo, I'd cut back on the debates with him if I were you. Just stick to his questions, like the ones you wanted to ask. Nahuta, I wanted to ask you about that hostage situation. Inga said that he had someone dear to Dirk in the palm of his hand. It was you! It was you, Prosecutor Sadmati, and he was using that person, along with his hostage, as leverage in obtaining the orb. That's news to me. Well, that's what Inga said. You can kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye. Heh heh heh. My fay ain't my only, how shall I say, insurance, you know, Dirk. What? I've got someone dear to you right in the palm of my hand, you see. His name is Nahuta Sadmati. Now that one, well, you can imagine what kinds of things I could do, right? Glad you're seeing things my way. I got the impression Dirk had no choice but to follow Inga's demands after that he heard that. So who do you suppose this special person is? I wouldn't know. Hey Nahuta, about what you just said. Ouch, that really hurts. What the heck's going on? I'm wise to your tricks, you putrid pepper. That bracelet reacts to the anxieties of the people around you by squeezing your wrist. But now that I know how it works, I can make it tighten around your wrist at any time I wish. Consider this a warning. I don't know how he did it, but this renders my bracelet useless. Such devilry is powerless in the face of the Holy Mother's blessing. Looks like your special power won't work against Prosecutor Sadmati, Apollo. We'll have to try something else. You're right. We'll just have to ask Dirk about this. It appears you intend to go through with the trial you have no hope of winning. Grow up, Mr. Justice. We are no longer children, you and I. I am not the one who needs to grow up, Nahuta. In case you didn't hear, I won my last case against none other than Mr. Wright, the guy who beat your sorry ass. I did too. You tell him, Apollo. Is he mad? I can never tell with him. This trial is different. Your foolishness will only earn you a death sentence for aiding and abetting a criminal. And those who die as criminals are doomed to be reborn in the next life as something lower than a bug or vegetable. You would be lucky to return to this realm as a patch of mold. Mold? That's pretty harsh. If you wish to avert such a fate, abandon this folly before it's too late. I don't care if I end up as a dollop of blue cheese during cheese dressing in my next life. I'm going to defend Dirk in court. You fucker! You fool. You know this. I intend to prosecute the accused with all my might, no matter what you say or do. Consider yourself forewarned. Now, if you will excuse me, I have to go be not cool somewhere else. Prosecutor Sadmati knows his father will be publicly executed if he's found guilty, yet he won't show even an ounce of mercy. Nahuta, is this the real you? Have you really changed? Do you really plan on sending Dirk to his death? These are questions that probably will be answered. Do you even hear me? Don't Dirk and I matter to you anymore? I'm sure they don't. I'm sure that he's forgotten all about them. He doesn't care. And by the end of the game, he'll still be like, yeah, no, I don't like you guys. Was that it? No. Can we go to court now? The fuck? Why was... what? Oh, now I'm Phoenix! I'm Phoenix now! Yay! Maya passed out right after we found her in the tomb. I have my own investigating to do. I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open. She's been out cold ever since. We haven't been able to get a word out of her. The doctor said it's just exhaustion, but I can't help but worry.